Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was just trading in an evaluation and failed it miserably. Okay, so I've had a bit of a hiccup overnight. As you know, I've been trading one or two of my PA's traps earlier on, and it didn't go well last night. I lost two of them. So I'm quitting doing that now. It works okay, but when it goes wrong big style. So I ended up losing two of them. So I'm down to 15 now, but I've just passed one. I just wanted to do one more. So I've just passed one and fell one. So I don't know why I do this to myself sometimes. I tried this new thing, which seemed to be okay, seemed to be working, but when it goes wrong, it proper goes wrong. So I'm just going to grab one more evaluation. They run out in a couple of days. I think it's the last couple of days now. So I'll say hello in a sec. Just let me just set this up. So one of them's passed, one of them's failed. So it's 83. So bear me just a second. So it's 83. I'll just cancel that one. Bear with me a second. I'm hoping for a second entry shorty. I'll have to see what happens. Let me just check. Move. Yeah. Excuse me just a second. Sorry about that, folks. Just give me a second. Let me just pick up another evaluation. It's all right, I can't see the comments at the moment. I just wanted to get back to 17. Oh. Okay. Sorted. There you go. Just a bit smaller. Excellent. Okay, Karina, how are you? Daryl, good morning. Speedy, good morning. Exponential, good morning. Tony, how you doing, buddy? Okay. Right. It's all right. I can't be doing this trading two different things. It's just frying my brain. Seems to work. And then when it goes wrong, the trouble is, when you're trading overnight, these things, see, I saw that big bar down and I think I went along there, triggered me, then came down. It seems to do one thing and then do another, but it didn't there. So I'm just going to have to stop doing it and just trade things a normal way. It's just not working. Okay. Sean, how you doing? You said a few times that you were still... I know. You know, sometimes when you just not so much lose control, but you just keep wanting to try. Because when it was working, I was doing okay at it, but then... because the bars are so big, the profits are big and the bars, and when it goes against you, because it's one account, you've got a tendency to take a risk. So what I'm going to do, or what I did, I got into my God Angel Trader and set every account now the same. Maximum one contract, trading time from 2 minutes after 1 p.m. And I'm blocking everything else, so it'll force me not to do it. I know it's annoying, isn't it? We say we're going to do these things, and then we bloody well still do them. So we've got a channel working down there and a break out of it. So one of these is passed. I got one more. So let me just. I've passed one of these evaluations, which just took me back to 16. So I want to do one more. You lost an eval or PA. PA, two of them. Wrong bounce, half between 50 and 60% of this. Yeah. The trouble is trading the 2000 tick chart. It takes a bit of movement to try and figure out what the hell's going on. Let me just put that back. So we pushed up to the open and then dropped back. Let me just see. I can't see a break there. There may be a small break there. Excuse me a sec. Valuation 84. Trouble is, when you're trading the valuations aggressively, especially on the NQ, it's quick, but it can cripple you.
Order filled.
Come on, push, push. Come on, come on. Oh, you nicked it. You touched it.
Target
And
filled.
again, brilliant. Okay, I am sorted. I've just passed another one. Thank God for that. That'll get me back up right now. I need to focus, start doing this the right way. I've got to stop doing all this stupidness because it's just frying my brain doing two different things. Right, that's 2 past. That puts me back to 17. That is it. I am not doing it. I give you permission to unfollow me. Don't use my evaluation code if I take any more stupid trades before the market opens. If you see any money here, any profits before the market opens, don't use my code again. That's how committed I am. Just got to stop doing it. It's stupid. It's careless. I don't do it on my main accounts that I've got money in, but I take that stupid risk. It's just frying my brain. You know, they say you do something until you get that sick of doing it and you just stop. Honestly, anytime Trump mentions anything, I know it's stupid, isn't it? Yeah, I know. So, okay, so I'm not massively knowledgeable about economics, but I believe from what I can gather, isn't he trying to crash the markets to get the interest rates? Is it to get the interest rates? Is it to get extra money from Congress or a rate change? I'm not too sure. Somebody fill me in if you know. Because what he's doing doesn't seem to make sense unless there's an end game. Sam's going to get a boost to his affiliates. Sam, does he? I see what you mean. Oh yeah, it's 5. Yeah, he certainly is. No, I will. No, I will. Don't do. Okay. Right. Let's get back to where I should be. You know, when I trade everything nicely, it's a nice feeling, but when you're taking stupid risk, it frustrates you. Okay, so channel break, is this coming down? We're below that EMA now, so if we can get some sort of a lower high, I wouldn't mind having a go
order
at that.
submitted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Order
We're up
cancelled.
and running there. Does look like it's probably coming back down. It's unusual to do that, but it's popped up to that, the open.
Order submitted.
Channel down with a break. Let's just have a look at this. That ATR's still high again. So channel with a break, new high, strong push below the EMA with a pullback. Let's see what happens here. This doesn't look like
Order
it's going in the right
canceled.
direction, does it? So, yeah, it could be just a move back from that, couldn't it? A pullback. It's not super clear, is it? I don't think there's any type of... No. The trouble is, with all this uncertainty, it is making that ATR higher. Now, obviously, you could mitigate that. You could either drop down to a 1500 tick chart or a 1200, or you could go down to micros. I'm at one contract here at the moment, which should make the average risk about $250. So we've got some news at 2 o'clock, high impact news. And I haven't got my news open. There we go. Now I have. Okay, a couple of pushes up and a push down below the EMA. So news is coming up in 15 minutes. Let me just double check everything is as it is. Alarms, yes. Sorted. No updates, no. Brilliant. Okay. Push up. It could be 2 attempts to push lower, then we go up again, or it could be channel, break, couple of attempts, and then push down. It's hard to say. See, each one of these bars are just massive at the moment. 19 ticks that one, 22 ticks that one. If you get it wrong, it can be painful. It does look to me like we're coming down. Trouble is, it's kind of a lower high there. Got to push up with the break, a new high. One attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. For me, it's a bit hard to say at the moment. It's not super clear, but I do get that impression it's likely going to push up sideways, followed by a push up. Unless we get a triple test up here. But the thing is, what I tend to notice is when we push up and bounce, and we push up and pan back again and bounce again, and that bounce isn't as low, for me, a lot of the time, that's indicating it's more likely going to go up. We've pushed up with the break new high. We've made one attempt. Second attempt, we didn't get down to the bottom, so that tells me there's not enough sellers here, so that kind of would make sense. We got a channel break, new low, bullish bar, but higher low was a doji there, so there's no real way in. There is a higher low on my other chart, but it's just too big and not super clear. There is a higher low there, which probably wasn't a terrible trade, but it's massive. And if you get it wrong, see a tick above, tick below, 7.5, 7.75 points, just too much really based on that. There's always a possibility it could trigger you and trigger a triple test. But the fact that we are moving higher at the bottom is telling me it's more likely going to go up. You just notice those things, don't you, if you just sat here? Ben, how you doing, buddy? You're on time today. Yeah, I came in. I had to come in, and because I usually have my guardian angel allow me to trade from just after 2:30, so I had to bring that forward an hour, obviously. It is, we get a leg and sideways, often ends in kind of like a mirror image, isn't it? So that would make sense. And the fact that when we've bounced here, second time, obviously we didn't get down nowhere near as much, and then up we go. So it does look like a channel. Perhaps we'll get a leg and a leg, test some of this area, maybe the highs of the day, and then push down. Who knows? I mean, at the moment, we had that big move down, and it was a large move. We had a little bit of a rally before chopping sideways. Then we had a big drop overnight, push back up. So we could have a leg and a leg. I don't know, is this market ready to push up yet? There's nothing super positive coming out of the news, is there? So it's hard to say. We just may end up chopping a bit. But it's not super clear. Have you been trading some evals? Yeah, I have. If you've noticed, I've been trading the open on a couple of PAs over the last sort of week or two, and they've been doing okay. But the bars are so big. If you get it right, I've been hitting $600 or $700 profit in one trade, and that's it. But if you get it wrong, we had that big drop. Often what I find is the market will show one thing and do the next. So I'm thinking there's going to be stops there. That big push down, and we instantly go back down. So I took that long there and put my stop right there, and it triggered me, went up a bit, and then came down and stopped me out. But I left it thinking maybe it's going to come down here and bounce, you know, leg and a leg and then up. But it backfired on me. So that's the trouble when you're trying a different strategy. Obviously, you know, to get reasonably good at Pats, it's taken me the best part of 4 years. So I'm probably a little ignorant if I think I'm going to pick up a strategy that quick that's going to work efficiently again and again. So I ended up losing two of my PAs. Fortunately, two of the low ones, I think there was 800 in one and maybe 1,000 in the other, I don't know. But the rest of them with 1,000, 1,100 to 3,000, they're all okay. I don't tend to take risks with those. Okay, news coming up in 7 minutes. So, have we got some kind of channel there? Starting to look like we may have, but we are falling short of this top, so we may get a break here. So that big bullish bar there, for me, is going to get stopped out. I may be wrong, but That is, we're losing the tops of this. If it is a channel at all, yeah. I see Mac put a trade on as well yesterday. First live trade I've seen him do. I don't know why he doesn't do more. Actually, he seems to cope fine. He doesn't seem to be stressed or panicking when he's talking about it, does he? I don't know why he doesn't, especially now he's getting closer to retirement. It would be nice to get some kind of live, some live feedback. We got a leg and a leg down there and a green bar. If it was bullish, it's not too bad, but I've just adjusted that, and if I adjust it, I tend to leave it alone. Because they couldn't see other executions on his chart. He probably can't be bothered with a hassle like that. I mean, he's a trader, isn't he? He's been doing this as a little sideline for years. But he must get a lot of grief. He must put up with a lot of grief. He doesn't need the money, does he? He doesn't need the money. He's obviously good at what he does. He clearly doesn't need the money. But he did say he enjoys doing it. And he did say, I remember watching him talking about it, maybe, I don't know, last year sometime. And he was saying that if he did well out of it, he wanted to give something back. So, I mean, he could stop the emails altogether if he wanted to. And just leave the forum for people to chat amongst themselves. He doesn't need the input, really. He doesn't need to put input into it. People would still get involved. He hasn't put so I've been involved with Pats now for, it'll be 4 years in June, and he's never put the yearly, the annual subscription up. Still $125, I think. And anybody who's making a lot of money out of people who needs the money, okay, news coming up, who needs the money, will be putting that thing up regularly. And the fact that he charges that minimal amount. He earns plenty of money, doesn't he? What did he say? It was about $1,500 for that trade. If he does 2 a day, there's $3,000 a day. That's without, what did he get? 4-point runner? Probably going to get a 4-point run on the majority of his trades, a minimum, but he doesn't need the money. If he's averaging 3,000 a day, 15,000, 60,000, yeah, he's not short of money, is he? $3,000 a day, and if he gets a decent runner. So I would say what I'm looking at now, it's more than likely going to come down and test this area. So I do wonder if there's a bigger channel down with a bigger... if we can get a second entry short around here, we have got this news coming up, so you've got to be careful. But a second entry short around here, I think, wouldn't be a bad way to go. So we've had a few pushes up, a leg, 2 legs back, and a leg. So for me, this is likely to come down and test this area. Jolt's job openings. No, 1 to 2. If I could get 1 to 2 every single day, I'd be pleased with that. I don't always get that. I suppose I probably average 3 to 4 trades a week. Now, bearing in mind, Matt goes for a point, I go for 3 points. So to be honest with you, I make 3 times, pound for pound, the money he does on a trade. So for every 3 trades, I take 1. So if he takes 10 a week and I take 3/4, we kind of got similar point wise. Now if I was going for a point, I probably would take more trades because You know, I got to think about, will I get my full points here? Is it worth taking up? You know, whereas Mac's thinking, have I got enough room back to the EMA? Yeah. See, I don't know where Mac works from home, does he? I mean, the thing about a trader, especially if you're working from home, you've got little to no overheads. I heard somebody, okay, 2 minutes. I heard somebody describe it as the perfect business because you don't need insurances, you don't need a premises, you don't need a vehicle, you don't need, you know, you don't need tools and equipment. He has an office he goes to. Does he really? Yeah. I mean, you could just have a home office. I just trade in a spare room. I do. You know, everyone's got a computer. Everyone's got an internet connection. So you don't need a lot, in all fairness. I don't know any other businesses where you need as little amount of equipment to trade. Yeah, he probably does. Yeah, I know he's into real estate, isn't he? He's involved in real estate. I think he's got a couple of houses which he rents out. I know he's got one. So a leg down. I assume we're going to get another leg down, which should break these lows. Unfortunately, the news is coming up in about 40 seconds. If we can get through that news without having any hiccups, we may find a way down. But my gut is telling me this is likely to come down somewhere on the lines of that. Leg down, couple of legs up, leg down again to these lows. Leg and a leg maybe. Just want the news out of the way with no drama. Something like that, possibly. So, news is coming up any second now. So, if you're in a trade, panic. Wow. Ooh, flicky, flicky. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be a second. Wow, I didn't expect that. I thought this was going to come to the top and work down some more. I didn't expect that. Okay. Let's see if we recover this. So, channel break, new low. Wow. So looks like we are going to break those lows, but not before it did that. Obviously the news had something to do with that. There we go. So seems that way, yeah. Home office, yeah. Oh dear. You have to think this thing's coming down here, don't you? I mean, look at the size of that ATR. Channel break, 2 pushes to a new low. So I think it likely we get back to the EMA here. I considered that one, but it's just, I don't know, it's a bit wishy-washy. It did work and quick. You'd have been in and out of that in a second, but relatively small risk as well, actually. I did consider it, but by the time I gave it some thought, mind you, look how tiny that bar is. It's still 5-point risk. Where is it? That high or low? That one there, yeah. I didn't read that. I know it was a bad trade. It was, mind you, it's probably about one of the smallest bars you can see, and it was still a 5-point risk, but it worked quick. You'd have been in and out of it. Yeah. If you can read the market right, I mean, I don't know, you may be better off going for a few more points here with that ATR like that. In fact, I'm tempted to. That ATR is more than double what it is, so what I might do is take that up to 6 points, and then maybe just follow it up or something. Larger take profit, yeah. I've just doubled mine at the moment because that ATR's double. So, I mean, if you got in that, you'd have had 6 points in no time, wouldn't you? Tick there. So, yeah. I mean, minus 5.5 there. I mean, if the risk's bigger, really, the profit should be to match. So we've got a channel with a break, new high. That was a trade I'd have definitely taken. I wasn't focusing at the time. 2 legs up right off the key entry point, and that was an absolute beauty, that was. Now, channel break, new high. On the brink of passing, more evals with a trader too. Pretty nervous. Take a solid trade. Yeah, I can't tell you, mate, how many trades I've been like $100 off and I've ended up losing the account. So as you get closer, yeah, it makes more sense just to be careful. Trouble is, my idea is put it to 10 contracts and try and get 2 ticks. But the trouble is, if it goes against you, you're screwed. So did Mac ever update his manual? He mentioned some time back. Not that I'm aware of, mate. I've still got it somewhere. I ring-binded it about 4 years ago or something like that. I've got a PA1 trade from Payout. Have you really? Yeah, best thing to do that is to wait for a solid trade. Same again, I can't tell you how many, not so much nowadays, but a while back, if I got it within $50, I'd say that there's quite a few within $50 or $100 of payout. It doesn't affect me so much now, and I kind of like the fact that we can only withdraw 500. But absolutely, yeah. It's just because they're cheap at the moment. I'd rather get in and out, but the trouble is you can get into bad habits by doing that. Channel break, new low. Second entry short here, I'd go for, I think. But nothing. The trouble is, I have a tendency with this other strategy I've been trying, just going for traps, when I get a new PA, and it's been doing okay, but when it goes wrong, it goes super wrong. So I'm stopping doing it now. I've locked all my accounts anyway, so I can only trade one contract my normal way, normal hours. Okay, so 2 legs back along there. See if that triggers and comes down. Trouble is, the way the market's looking at the moment, this could go up for another leg, or it could come down and test this area. It's so hard to read at the moment. The pen, yeah, the manual is solid, but a little thin in some areas. I haven't read it for a couple of years, I think. I went through it probably half a dozen times, I think. Mind you, my experience of stuff like that, sometimes when you think you've learned everything, if you read it again, it's surprising something kind of picks up. But to be honest with you, if you sat here every day, you're going to be learning it kind of anyway on the job, really, aren't you? So, channel break, new low, up to the EMA, channel break, up to the EMA and down. Let's have a look at this. That's tempting. That's rejection. That is 24 ticks, though. Second entry short here may interest me. Mind you, we have had a channel. That's if it is there. We have had a channel. Channel break, new low. Just the fact that we're getting rejection both times at the EMA. So channel break, new low, up to the EMA, rejected. Up to the EMA, rejected. It's just a shame there wasn't a way in. There was second entry on my other chart, but the bar was naff. If we could have got a second entry, I'd have had a go at that. So possible overshoot. Let's just stretch this out. Yeah. I'm not convinced it is because we have got a touch on the wick there. And Marco took that. He had a good bar, he did. It's no good for me. I can't remember whether I've reloaded my data. Let me just reload it. Woof. No, it didn't look any different. So, leg up sideways. Are we going to get another leg up? It's hard to know what's going on at the moment. No, there wasn't a way in, really, was there? It's not the easiest to read, really, either. Gutted about that. That's one of the nicest setups I've seen for a while there. Confirming that channel. 2 perfect legs. There's a failure there, trapping some longs. I really like that. Damn shame that was pissing around at the time with me evaluation and not focusing what I was doing. It's hard to know what it's going to do. It's not the easiest when it's like this. You took trade for 4 points. Yeah, I definitely think it's worth taking a few more. If that ATR's 5, you've got to take more than 2, I think. I've put mine up to 6. But if we get that second push, I might bring me stop. We'll see. Might be a little bit. Hopeful. Just them. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but that is a perfect little 2 legs up there. It's lovely. 2 little legs up. Nice. Pushed up. Cleared out any stops maybe. Dropped on its low. That was a lovely little setup. I wasn't even focusing what I was doing. I was looking at the other chart. Should have been focusing. That's absolute perler, that is. I mean, if you take it down to the lows there, look. I mean, it came down, didn't it? So you'd have been in and out of that trade. Yeah, maybe straight away. But then we crossed over, came straight down there. So it's a lovely little trade, that. You don't often get stuff that look that nice nowadays. To convert to... I can't see that ever happening. Yeah, I don't see how you can threaten a country to say become our 51st state or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Do you know, I actually don't mind that. And the reason I don't mind that is because that push-up was to do with the news. We got a touch there, a touch there. I don't mind that. Someone's just posted that. It's hard to say, isn't it? It's a bit messy. Following Norwegian time still. You really. Where are you? So you're north and across. So what are you, an hour or 2 ahead of the UK? Certainly an hour, aren't you? You've got to be an hour or two, something like that. You're in Norway, aren't you? So yeah, north and across. Northeast, yeah. I think there's a YouTuber from Norway that I watch, a guy with a boat, with a yacht. Big, thick, bushy beard, and he sails some of these rough seas. Fascinating to watch. I don't know how they got the nerve to do something like that. So, spike and a channel. Second entry short here, not a bad idea. We haven't bounced off yesterday's lows, or have we? Yeah, we have. Ah, glad I noticed that. Oh, 1 hour, yeah. We changed on the 20th. Yeah, same time as us. I think it's the last Sunday. Early hours, the last Sunday of the month. Oh, I know what that feels like. Yeah, it's yesterday. I mean, it may not have a difference. It may just cause a bounce. Wow, look at that. Big move up. I mean, look at the size of that bar. You don't want to get a trade like that wrong, do you? Passing 5 more evals, are you? Yeah, you've got to take your time. It's very easy to get a bit too excited and jump in. Now, there is a failure there.
Order submitted.
Let's not get too greedy.
Order filled.
I'm out, aren't I?
Order filled.
There's 2 still in.
Order filled. Order filled.
Whoa! What the hell has gone on here? Oh no.
Order filled.
Flatten everything. My God, what happened? Oh, that's the first time that's done that. I shut one down and a bunch of them opened. I lost a little bit there. Well, I didn't lose. I'm up 100 odd dollars.
Order submitted.
Why? Getting a bit silly here.
Order filled.
Still some there. Come on.
Order filled.
Okay, it's shutting down slowly. Two are open. Oh, I don't
Order
know what's going on
filled.
here. This is scaring me, this is. Oh, something's just, I don't like what happened there. It's all right, I got in there. It broke above it by a tick and came down. So there's a second entry long there which triggered and came down. But, yeah, well, the trouble is, it was a mistake. Well, I say it was a mistake. For some reason, some of these positions didn't close, and that's the first time I've noticed that happen. On the rare occasion, there'll be one. I don't know why. That was a bit scary. Should have made 150 on the second one and 100 and something on the first one. I don't know why that happened. I've got to say, the first time it happened, I clicked flat and all on Replicanto, and that seemed to make the difference. But what I found is they took a bit of time to close, and as I shut them, they opened. So that's where I was targeting, that area there. But that's scary, that is. That's the first time I've had that happen, and I don't know why it happened. Can you imagine me not having these up and not noticing? So what I might have to do is just focus on Replicanto, because that flatten everything seemed to close everything down. I didn't know what to do there. It happened that quick. Fortunately, market didn't really do much. Show all executions. Your PATS toolbar, you can click. Are you on about up here? No, that's not the one, is it? Yeah. Try making head and tail of that. Summary, yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I might have to go back and have a look at that later. But that's the first time I've seen that happen with multiple ones. You can close multiple ones down. There's no way of clicking close all. But I clicked flat and all on Replicanto, and that seemed to shut them down. After I clicked that, I shut them down individually, but I seemed to reopen it. And what I found is it just took a couple of seconds to close them down. So I'm just going to have to really be careful there. It could have so easily gone against me. At least I made a bit anyway. That's the good news. Could have gone the other way. It's about 2,500 there over those accounts. It's a bit scary, that is. Let me just open up a trade here and just make sure everything
Order
opens
submitted.
as it should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Order cancelled.
I think I'm going to need a whiskey after that. Stressed me out, that did. I'm going to have to go back and have a look there. The trouble is, I realised what was happening. I clicked flatten all up here, and I can't remember. The trouble is, when it happens that quick, it's hard to know exactly what happened. Didn't take it long here. Yeah, it's hard to know. Sometimes it'll bounce here, push up a little bit and come down, stop out. Facts. I'm going to put mine back to me 3 points, I think. Yeah. So channel spike. So it was, I think it was it that? Oh, I can't remember which one I took now. I think I took it on the other chart. Let me just reload this data. Something's not right here. I think it was that one I took there, the failure. That one, sure it broke above. Oh, it did by a tick. Mind you, would it have stopped me out? I don't think it would have done, would it? No, it wouldn't have done. No, it looks naff here. That was the one, wasn't it? I like the way we'd had a second that was it. I like the way we'd had a second entry, it triggered and came down. It wouldn't have stopped me out, so it would have worked. It's a riskier trade though. Yeah, I think someone else took it there. They took that one, and then the failure, a little bullish bar there, triggered, and then come down. That's a fail second entry long here. Touch, 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 touch. Fitting nice there. I don't have an issue with that. I can always squeeze it up a bit. Dan's got that as well. Still a downtrend there. It's fall far too often. Let's have a look here. Had this big move, 1, 2, 3. It's almost like 3 attempts to push off followed by a drop. I think that was the better trade. Trouble is, it was so bloody big. So that was yesterday's lows. So channel break, new extreme. Let's see what happens here. I'm guessing there's still a likelihood that we make a new low from this. But we have bounced off here. So there's always a possibility we could range, but that's definitely got more of a bearish feel to it. But it could bounce off there. We bounced off, well, we've broke through yesterday's lows, so we've had a couple of little double bottom there and that. So I like to think we're still going to, I like that channel. I like to still think we're going to break the lows. It's not a huge channel. Or is it? It probably is actually. Yeah, it is 60 points. I'd expect more than that and that. So a couple of legs up or a leg up, maybe some sideways followed by a drop. I prefer 2 attempts to push up. Like another attempt. You didn't. Yes, I have reloaded it. I did reload it about 20, 30 minutes ago. Sometimes it doesn't. They do look different sometimes. Okay, so channel, couple of attempts to push up. I'd have a go at that. There is a failure there. It's 20 ticks, so, and it ain't finished yet. Yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. Not a chance. I'd like another proper attempt. So we've got a break. One attempt to push higher. Second attempt to push higher. There's always that possibility because it's a reasonable sized channel down. We may get something like this, which would take us up to here, leg and a leg, and then down. Possible second entry short. Trouble is a bit congested there. I'd have liked to have pushed a bit higher. It may trigger you. Push up, stop you out, test this line, and then move down. Leg up. Second leg. I'd like a second leg, really. It is a fair sized channel. It's 60 points down. It's a lovely fitting channel. Now we have broken the lows, so it could bounce, but I think there's a good chance this comes down, at least makes an attempt. I don't think you can consider that personally, but I'd like a leg and a leg. Not getting involved in that. It's too central. Okay, if you took that, triggered you. What did it trigger you? I don't think it did actually, no. So hopefully this gives us this second leg now. Okay, a leg and a leg. Measured move. So big, aren't they? Next switch bar is high. Is that a second entry short? That one there. No, it technically isn't, is it? Usually it's supposed to push above that bar there. I'll take them if they're equal, but it's better if they push above. You know, I do think this is going to get tested down here, but we pushed up there and we stalled around there, and then we pushed some more. So my gut feeling is it's going to come down, but that for me would be just picking a top, and I'm useless at them, to be honest with you, so I avoid them. If I think we've hit a level I'm going to come down, I'll usually wait for a lower high. But we have had a channel and an attempt at a new low, but we have bounced and broken overnight lows, so it could retrace some of this. I mean, it could reverse. If we get up here, it could be an overall range, so it's not super clear at the moment. And as we're stalling at the EMA, you don't know whether it's going to bounce here and push up some more. So it's just not clear. If we can get below this level here and strongly below that EMA, then yeah, I think it's a fair chance we come down. Trouble is, if you get it wrong at these prices, it'll sting. I still don't like the feeling of a loss. I don't think anybody does, I suppose, but me and losses just don't like each other. So we're below that EMA now, but it doesn't seem like it's in a rush to drop. I think it will. So, So we did find some sort of support here. So I know there were some traders took that. I know Dan took that. So the fact that it didn't break above there before it's dropped is interesting. I think we're ultimately coming down to test the 5,400. Yeah, I certainly think we're likely to break this. It's just finding a route down. We have had two legs up and a strong move down, but there's no real entry here, unfortunately. We haven't had a higher low or anything. We have technically there, but I mean, look at the size of the bar. The move's already been made, really. You can't jump into a trade there. Could come back 20 points just as a pullback. 31 point ticks. 31 ticks, and we're at the bottom of the channel. So I'd like, if there's any way I'm going to get into this, it'd be with a second entry short up here. So it could come up, stop that out before it pushes down. So although it is technically a lower high there, well, it's not actually. That's a channel, really. You can't really consider that a lower high. Well, someone has. Is it Ben's taken that? Oh, no, tell a lie. What did he take? He took something here, I think. Yeah, it is. I think it's Ben. So two legs and a drop. There's no real indication of a strong move there, really. We pushed up. It was a bit finicky there. Then we pushed up again. Not keen on longs. No, for me, it'll test these lows and quite likely break them, I think. There we go. Once it's below a lot of this, I can't see there's many buyers there or many stops there. This seems to be free falling relatively easily. Oh, you took that, yeah. It was up here, wasn't it? Something like that, yeah. That's the right place to take them, though, around that EMA, really. We've pushed down to the EMA, two legs up. I think the chance of this thing coming down to, continuing down is pretty good. Is this the new norm next 4 years? Let's bloody hope not, mate. Let's hope not. things will settle. Well, they can only get better, can't they? I think, or can they? See, I missed COVID. I started trading, I think it was it after COVID or the latter end of COVID? But, you know, some of you guys that trade said COVID was a really good time to trade. So you don't really want to, you know, sort of capitalize on people's misery. But, you know, at the end of the day, people still had jobs to do. But a lot of people say it was good to, you know, I've heard a few people say we'll never get COVID days back again. Obviously, having not traded them, I don't know. So tight channel there, clear overshoot, second attempt at breaking the lows. We may not get lower now. We've had two legs up and a strong move down with an overshoot. As we know, overshoots can result in reversals. Whether it'll reverse or not, I don't know. But my guess is it's probably going to push higher. That's if it is an overshoot. In fact, it may not be because it's fitting that midline, so it may be a two-tiered channel. You want to chase this higher? Yeah. I'd avoid longs just at the moment. It's not super clear. This could come down a bit lower. We've pushed straight up and pushed straight down. So I know Dan's told me in the past when he thinks of an overshoot, he'll bring it out. And if it fits on the midline, it's more likely it's a two-tiered channel. And that fits nice on that midline. So I'd say it's probably not an overshoot, which means it could come down. I think until it's had a good chance to break that, you've got to avoid longs just at the moment. Because it's not super clear, is it? A possible second entry short there. No, I don't like that. It's a little bit congested here. We may come down, but it may trigger and push up a bit more. That's risky. Maybe a failure. Get a bullish bar here, trigger it, give us a failure. Some people took it. I thought it was super risky. I know Thomas Wade took it. I didn't like it. It's a bit congested, just a little bit. I don't like it when it goes down and goes sideways. Yeah, Dan never took it. Now, two attempts to push up. Now that looks like a possible triple test. Yeah, see what I mean? It's kind of stuck in the middle there, isn't it? Now, fortunately, because that ATR is a little larger than usual, you made something out of it. So, so you got 3 1/4 off that. So, channel down with a break. 1 attempt to go lower. 2nd attempt to go lower, which failed. So, an overshoot there. Possibly, yeah. I mean, it may just have been the fact that we got a few ticks off the lows. So, it's hard to say, really. I'm always dubious about those. But what you'll hear Dan say is if he's got it like that, if it does pull out, he moves this out to there, and if price fits along the midline, he considers it not an overshoot. It's not an easy day, Jan. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. ATR's high, and it is bouncing around a lot, isn't it? Do you know the one I'm gutted I missed was that one? I think it was an absolute perler. We got a lovely little channel down there, 2 clear legs, lovely bearish bar right under the EMA. They don't look any better than that, in my opinion. That's the nicest looking trade I've seen for a while, and it worked beautifully. 2 lovely legs up. There's a failure there. There's going to be traders thinking, yeah, we're going to go up and retest this bit here. And it pushes up, pushes out, clears out any possible stops, certainly there, and then comes bearish. That was a lovely trade. Well, to be honest with you, I am up, and it will take a lot now for me to get back into a trade. But as it's early, how long I've been going for? As it's early, I still like to try and get screen time. I've done an hour and a half. I might do 2 hours over 25 minutes. I think it's still important to get screen time. You know, rather than just take a trade and stuff. That's me personally. Everyone in my family's out at school or work or doing something. So I'm here by myself. I might as well keep you guys company. What would you do without me? You need me. It's nice to feel needed. It's nice to feel needed. Well, I think needed might be a stretch. But so, is this just going to turn out to be a big range day? Let's put that there. It's hard to say. This just may be a couple of attempts to push up before down some more. It's hard to say. 2 for 2 pushing past. Yeah, I think if you've got 1 or 2 trades and you're up, I think it's a good time to not take any more. I'm quite happy to not take any more, to be honest with you. I did 2 stupid things on 2 accounts and blown them, but I've had a good day. I've passed 2 out of 3 of the evaluations. That gets me back to 17, and I am locking all mine off now. So I'm up an average of about just under $200. I think it's been a little bit of hit and miss between 180 and 260. So around about 190, about $200 on average, I think, something like that per account. So, which is not a bad day, to be fair. In fact, do you know what? I am going to finish. I'm going to have an early day for a change. I usually do me 3 to 3.5 hours. So, yeah, it's not an easy day today. The ATR's floating high. So the last thing I want to do, the trouble is sometimes the longer you sit here, you kind of talk yourself into a trade. Now, I could switch on to a sim. Let's have a look. Yeah, you too, Ben. But I've done, what have I done? An hour and 40 minutes makes a change. I think it's good to have a finish a little bit earlier from time to time. Yeah, it's good to finish now and again. Get it out, you know, have a little bit of a longer day. In fact, I might go out and run the mower over the lawn. I think it's quite mild in the UK today. So you're welcome, Kirk. So I appreciate your company, guys. It's been a funny old month, really, hasn't it? It's not the easiest. So if you are finding stuff hard, don't come back later. No, I won't. Don't you worry. Yeah, you too, Johnny. You need to break away too. Yeah, I think it's good to finish a bit early, isn't it? But I've had a good day today, and I don't want to ruin it. But all my accounts now, when I have these 2 accounts later, they're all locked off, so I can't trade them. But it's hard to know. Is this thing going to come down or go up? It looks like it's going up, doesn't it? You too, Karina. So I'll leave you to it, folks. Best of luck to you. Stay safe, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now. Thanks, Exponential. I appreciate that, bud.